Okay, I literally have like 15 minutes to do this whole video because I'm baking bread right now. Okay, so let's just get through this topic so that I can go and eat my bread because I get really excited when I make homemade bread. Oh, it's so good. I have like an actual sourdough starter, and it takes like, oh, the whole process is probably a little over 24 hours of making the bread. So when it finally is like at this point, I'm like, I want it so badly. But anyways, so let's just talk about this topic today. Today we're going to be talking about comparing what you are eating to others who you're eating with. Now, this is something that I struggled with a lot in my eating disorder. I was the queen of comparison. It's like I would be sitting down at the dinner table and I would be watching every single bite that everyone else took. Claire took, 3 bites of her mashed potatoes. Mom left some of her like steak there. Oh no, Alex didn't even like take any of the I mean, oh my gosh. I was so fixated on what other people were eating and I was always comparing myself to them, and I would try and eat less than them, or when I got to this place of recovery when I knew I needed to eat more, I would feel really challenged and really what's the word? I feel like this is the best way to explain it. I felt really endangered by me. Yeah, I think that's a good word. I felt endangered by me eating more when other people weren't eating as much. Comparing yourself to others in this journey is really, really common. So I want you to comment down below if you find yourself playing this comparison game with others as you were eating at the dinner table. Like, let us know down below, like, yep, raising my hand, I do that. I think it will help us to see all these people who are like, yeah, been there, done that, am doing that, this is an issue. It used to bother the heck out of me. My father is like 100, probably 70-pound man, 6'2", big guy, and he eats half a banana for breakfast. Like it drives me insane. I'm like, you're a grown man, like you can eat more than half a banana, but he always just takes half a banana and leaves it on the counter. This is like ever since I was a little girl. He leaves the other half on the counter for someone else, and it used to really bother me because here I am and I'd be like, well, I'm supposed to eat a banana with granola and yogurt and almond butter and toast and all of this because I'm in recovery and I need to eat more. And this really it really bothered me. And I was always comparing myself to others in regards to how much they moved as well. So if someone got up and started washing dishes, I would feel like, well, I can't just be sitting down here at the dinner table while everyone's moving and doing dishes. So I would have to get up and take out the trash and organize the dishwasher and like do all these things because I couldn't allow someone else to do more exercise than me. And I couldn't allow someone else to eat less than me. And it was such this comparison game. And this is not just my experience, this is the experience of so many who are struggling with an eating disorder. And I want to sort of explain why this can be happening. Now, for those of you who don't know who Tabitha Farrar is, she came up with this migration theory response, and I absolutely love it because, at least for me, I know it really it explained why I was doing certain things really well. And so I like to talk about eating disorders in this way because it helps us be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. So the migration theory is a theory that when we go into energy debt, we turn on this migration response. So humans used to migrate, animals migrate. We would be in a place where there wasn't abundant resources or food and we would have to move, right? I mean, that makes sense. We didn't used to have Trader Joe's back in the day where we could just drive a block that way and have access to all food. So the migration response will desensitize pain so that you can move and move more without feeling pain because, a bird can't all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, my wings hurt, my wings are tired, I can't fly anymore. Like, no, the bird needs to get far, far away, sometimes going over miles and miles of sea, and the wings, you know, their wings can't all of a sudden get sore and hurt. So your body will send this sort of compulsory drive to move. You have to move, move, move. And that is your body wanting to get out of this place that you're in, this place of famine, and get to the place of abundance. It also will turn off your hunger signals because, again, the bird can't be like, oh my gosh, something shiny, ooh, something shiny over here, and stop every 2 seconds and eat. That's not beneficial for her migration. So doing migration, you have this intense fear of eating, which is why a lot of my clients, they literally say to me, like, it feels wrong to eat. I'm like, yeah, that's the migration response, because it is wrong to eat when you are migrating, because if you stop and eat, or if you gain a lot of weight, you are slowing yourself down, meaning that you're not going to be able to get to this place of abundance. Now, the problem is, because we're not actually in a like famine state, there is no magical land that we get to that's like, oh, abundance, that signals to our body we need to eat. This is self-imposed restriction that's like signaling this migration response to happen. And so we don't just like all of a sudden come out of it like we used to. So let's get to why I'm talking about the migration theory in regards to comparing. Now, again, let's think about this. You're in a herd of humans. I don't know, is that a thing? Do we go into herds? You're in a group of people and you're migrating. I sort of like calling it herds though. I'm in a herd of humans. You and your herd, you and your herd are, oh my gosh, you and your herd are migrating to the land of abundance. And now that doesn't mean that you don't eat ever. You'll eat, but you'll eat very minimally, and you're not going to want to stop and eat a lot because, again, that's going to slow you down. And for those who kept on feeding and feeding and feeding in the group and stopping every 2 seconds to, oh, something over here, oh, food over here, oh, food over there, it took time to actually cook the food. If it was like, say, an animal, they, you know, wanted to cook the boar or whatever, like, you're going to be left behind. Everyone's going to continue to go, and you're going to be stuck here because you decided you wanted to eat more than the whole group. And so this is I think it just really helps to understand, like, this is a biological response to why you are all of a sudden so fixated on what everyone else is doing, because what everyone else is doing in your mind is going to dictate whether you survive or not. So all of a sudden you're looking at your mom's plate and going like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I ate 2 bites more than my mother. Oh my gosh, now I'm going to be left behind. Now this is bad. Now this is bad. Now I need to restrict more. I need to move more. Oh my gosh. And so this starts just this spiral. So I think it's just really important to know here that your mind is doing this. It's constantly like paying attention to everything everyone is eating or cooking in the kitchen. Like, I'd be sitting in my room and I'd hear someone open up the fridge and I'd be like, what are they doing? What are they eating? Oh my gosh, what is it? What are they eating? And have to go in the fridge or go in the kitchen and see what they were making. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. But here's the thing. Your brain is doing this because you are malnourished. So just like everything in regards to eating disorders, with all this like OCD behavior, hoarding food, inability to spend money, compulsive exercise, like all this stuff stops once you are not malnourished. So it's like we could talk all day about like things you can do to prevent you from comparing other people. Write down a list of 5 things. But it's like, honestly, that's just bullshit. What you need to do is you need to eat more to get your body out of this like malnourished state so it doesn't think that it is migrating, to then not be preoccupied with everything that, you know, people are eating. That's the answer, guys. The answer is to just become recovered, and then all this stuff just goes away. So I know that's really difficult because becoming recovered requires you to go against this innate fear of food, gaining weight, and not moving. I get it, and it's really hard. But I'm just saying, we often are like, looking for these fancy solutions to these issues when in reality recovery is you and food. That's it. Like, that is it. Simple as that. But with all that said, I am going to talk a little bit about some things that we can do to help us with this whole comparison thing, because it's totally, totally reasonable to want to use tools right now to help you through this, but I just want you to, like, big picture understand that, like, the way to get rid of your comparison issue that you have right now is to just ultimately recover. So wow, my bread's gonna be ready soon. I'm like looking at the clock. I got 3 more minutes. But no, I'm not gonna rush this. I actually wanna spend time to make sure that you guys understand what you can do. So my best friend back in high school, her mom, who was really, I was really open with her about my eating disorder. She was really aware of everything that was going on. She's a nurse, so she was definitely aware of this type of stuff. She told me this phrase that has been actually really beneficial in my life. And you've probably heard it before, but she told me, Chloe, if you compare, you'll despair. And that has actually been something that has stayed with me my whole life. If we are constantly looking at other people's lives, it's gonna bring this sense of disparity to us. And so with that said, I want to talk about social media and Instagram, because that is the mecca for comparison. That is what social media is. It's come look at me sitting at this beach in Cinque Terre in like my beautiful bikini eating a gelato. Like, that is what Instagram is, unfortunately. It's a lot of comparing. And now social media was built for us to be social, for us to connect. But in reality, like I'm saying, it's turned into this comparison game. So social media should be about connection, but in reality, it's about comparison. Now, in reality, if we really want to connect with someone, that requires compassion. Compassion connects, comparing disconnects. I want you guys to say that 1,000,000 times. Compassion connects, comparing disconnects. So you may be having a hard time right now with comparing yourself to your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, your roommates, whoever it is who's around you. You may have a hard time not comparing yourself with them in regards to how much they're moving, how much they're eating, and X, Y, and Z. But something that you do have control over is who you follow on Instagram. And so I think something that is really beneficial is for you to do a social media detox, for you to go through and unfollow. It takes 2 seconds to unfollow someone who is bringing you eternal pain and angst and who is not helping you in your recovery. So go through and just unfollow those people who are not supporting you in this journey. So this is a very real step that you can take right now towards your recovery. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm back. I had to go take my bread out. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Anyways, now that that is done, I can focus more on what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let's just continue on here. We gotta get back into this. All right, so the whole social media thing is something that you can have direct control over, like we're talking about. Now, the next thing is to just recognize that you are in a completely different place than any other human being. And I know we can get really frustrated and really mad and really upset and angry when we feel like someone else is eating more than us, or when someone else, say, leaves, half of their plate empty, or says they're not hungry and they don't want to eat, and that, like, we're really just agitating to us. I think it's just really important to recognize that they have all right to be listening to their body and to not finish their food, because they are healthy and they have never starved themselves. Now, when you are in a restrictive eating disorder and you have been restricting yourself and you are in energy deficiency and you need to be eating more, then yes, it's not okay to be leaving half of your plate of food there. But just because that's you and you need to eat your food doesn't mean that your sister or mother can listen to their, shouldn't be listening to their body and stop when they're full. And I think it's important to know, like, I would be so frustrated with my sister of like, well, why didn't you finish, that last piece of toast? And she's like, well, Chloe, I had a burrito with bacon and eggs for breakfast. Then I had a snack with like apple and almond butter. And then I had like nachos for lunch. And then I had pizza for a snack. And then you know what I mean? Like, she's like, so then by the time I got to this meal, I didn't want all of it. But she had already eaten like a full, robust diet that day. And so I think it's important that you understand that what you're seeing at that one meal is just that one meal. And that's not everything. They may have, I'm laughing right now because back when I was sick, I had this friend and I had invited a couple of my friends over for lunch, and my one friend literally went to the coffee shop and got a chocolate croissant before she came over to my house because she's like, oh, well, I'm going to Chloe's. Like, she's not going to make anything that is like robust and like going to fill me up. So then she got to my house and she didn't eat that much. And I remember being like sort of pissed, but then I heard later that she had actually gone to the coffee shop to eat food before she came and ate with me because she knew that we wouldn't be eating a lot. And so see, you really just don't know what's going on with someone. Or maybe my sister felt a little queasy and sick that day. Maybe she was about to get the flu and her stomach was really uneasy. Like, and that's why she didn't eat as much. Like, we gotta stop just like thinking that everything needs to be even and understand that no one else, unless they have come from an eating disorder background, but like a just normal, regular human being who hasn't dealt with eating disorders, sorry, not saying that you're not normal, I'm just saying, someone who hasn't dealt with eating disorders, I think it is important to just really understand that you starved yourself. You restricted your intake. You limited the caloric density of your food for maybe a couple months, a couple years. Me, it was 11 years. So yeah, I should be eating that whole banana and everything else. And I should be finishing my plate. No matter what other people are doing, because again, they haven't been through what I had been through. So when I like fully jumped in and went all in and decided like I'm doing recovery no matter what, there were days where literally I was eating maybe 4-5 times more than my father. And yeah, mentally in my head, I could have let that get to me and be really scary and be like, oh my gosh, well, how come I'm eating so much more than this large, man and like who's very active, and here I am and I was supposed to sit down on the couch all day and just eat, and I shouldn't be eating this much and this is wrong. But here's the thing, it wasn't wrong. My dad has never once starved a day in his life. My dad is in energy balance. My dad is not trying to get his hormones all back to balance and get his period back. I am. I didn't have a period for 11 years. I needed to really tell my body I am in the land of abundance right now. It is safe to procreate. That's what you need to do to get your hypothalamus to switch back on for you to get your period back. So use yourself as your own benchmark. Don't be looking at others. Don't be comparing with others. What you need to be looking at is you. How much do you need to be eating? You're still hungry and you want to go for seconds. No one else is going for seconds. Go for seconds. You eat those seconds and you're still hungry and you want thirds. Go for thirds. I don't care what other people are doing. Sorry, and I'm speaking like this so like matter-of-factly and intensely, and I'm sorry if this is like mean, but I think it's just time that we hear it. Because I know a lot of people that sort of just baby people through this whole recovery process, and Yes, of course, I am gentle and I'm kind and I'm compassionate and empathetic and I totally get it. But at the same time, I know for me at least, I needed someone who sort of laid down the line and was like, stop, like stop freaking out about all of this. Eat. It's good for you. It will get you out of malnutrition so that your brain isn't doing this to yourself. I wrote down the list. Let me see if there's anything else. Just quickly, and I'll wrap this up. Just to really prove my point here. If you have to pee, what are you thinking about all day? You're thinking about the fact that you have to pee. Until you get to a bathroom, peeing is the only thing that's on your mind. Someone comes up and starts talking to you and you're like, yeah, that's great. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. Like, this is all that's on your mind. That's what's happening when you are so dang hungry all the time. Even though you may not feel hungry because your body has suppressed the hunger signals because it has enacted the migration response. So your body's not going to feel hungry, but your body is mentally hungry, which is why you're comparing yourself so much to others. I should have said that in the beginning and I totally forgot. Anyways, so I hope that was really helpful. If you are really struggling with this, this is where coaching comes in. This is really tricky to sort of navigate by yourself. I understand. I totally understand. This is why I do coaching, because it is very helpful. So send me an email. Let's get you on a breakthrough call so that we can discuss coaching if that's right for you and if that would be beneficial for you to actually help you stay committed on this road to recovery. It takes commitment. It takes really pushing forward through your fears, and that's why working with someone's really beneficial. So I hope that was helpful. I'll see you in my next video. Make sure you subscribe, like it, share, and leave down a comment below. I look forward to reading them. I answer every single comment, so yeah, all the more reason to actually just write one. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Oh my gosh, so good. Bien sûr, mais bien sûr. Oh, mais c'est délicieux ça. Oh, bah alors. Ouh! Oui, avec le fromage, c'est parfait. J'ai le roquefort ici, si vous voulez. Right. It's delicious. I'm so happy right now. I'm always happy when I make bread. Dang, this turned out good. Alors, dis-moi, Nana.
Non, non.
C'est
non,
bon?
Non, non. Je vais mettre mon fromage. Alors, le verdict.
C'est bon? C'est bon, non?
Très bon. Elle fait le boulot, Sylvie. Elle s'occupe d'une...
Alors, c'est bien?
Délicieux.
Délicieux.
Très, très bon. Parfait.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna sign off so I can eat this in peace and enjoy it.